Hey everyone, how you doing? Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late. My phone rang just as I was about to hit record. But I am glad you're here. I'm glad I am here, and we're going to have an evening of crafting. Before I get to the crafting, a couple of things just to let you know. You know what I always do at the start of my lives is just update you on any offers and special promotions and things like that. December has started, so we are in the last month of the autumn winter catalogue. So the September to December catalogue finishes at the end of this month. And so several items have moved to the last chance list. So some of them have discounts, some of them don't. But if there's any items that you're looking for out of the September to December catalogue, make sure you get them this month. All right, don't miss out. The same goes with some of the online exclusives. They've moved to the last chance list as well. So it's worthwhile logging on and looking at last chance and seeing what items are going to be going soon and what discounts are available on them. There's also a refresh of the clearance rack. So there's some other items on there with some great discounts. Hey Karen, glad you're here. And the last thing to let you know is that Product of the Month has just launched. It started yesterday. And for every, but not for every, if you spend £70, then you can purchase the product of the month for £5. This month's product is a gorgeous set of designer series paper, all in beautiful blues and patterns. It's the sort of thing that will be perfect for so many cards, including all the cards for the men in our lives. So check out Product of the Month. I will share the information on my Facebook page and my other socials. And check out the clearance rack and the last chance list. The last thing I want to let you know, tonight we're going to be playing with some kits, but I have a kit class that is running not this Saturday, but next Saturday. That's the 13th of December. It's my last class of the year. And it's at 1 o'clock, 1:30? 1 o'clock at my design studio. So if you want to come here, craft with me, come and do some Christmas crafting, then sign up for my kit class on Saturday the 13th. Okie dokie, let's skip to the good stuff. Let's pop a light on so it's bright. Right, as I was going through my kits, I realised that I have two new kits which I haven't shared with you and which I haven't made. They're not Christmas kits. So we're not doing Christmas tonight. We're kind of getting into Christmas with a vengeance now, and I think if people are starting to get a bit tired of Christmas cards, so I thought we'd do something non-Christmassy this evening. Hey Linda, glad you're here. Hi to everyone watching on Facebook, hi to everyone on YouTube, and hi to everyone who's watching on Catch Up as well. So these kits, I've got the Heirloom Arrangements Kit and the Welcoming Garden Kit. So I thought what I would do is I would unbox both kits, and then I would craft and make one of the kits. So as I'm unboxing, let me know in the comments whether this is one that you like, if this is the one that you would like to see me make this evening, or if you want to go for the other one. So first up is the Heirloom Arrangements Kit. And let me just get the information for that. The Heirloom Arrangements Kit. So this kit costs £22. It is a kit with a stamp set and ink pads. So we've got a pecan pie ink spot there. The stamp set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stamps here. Thankful and grateful. I appreciate your kindness. Thank you for you. I feel lucky to have you. Cute little butterfly / moth, and then this kind of grid texture piece as well, which is really cool. Hey Julie, glad you're here. Let's open up the box and see what we get in here. So, oh, right, okay. So this kit, I was going to say, there's lots of different designs here in this one. I think this is one similar to a kit that I've shared before. Can't remember what it's called. Someone's going to tell me though, where you get lots of different pieces and you can put them together in lots of different ways. So there's 6 card designs, 6, 7, 8 different card designs here that they're giving you suggestions on. But this looks to be one of these kits where you kind of put all the pieces together as you choose. It got supplies for 8 cards and 8 envelopes. The colours that it uses: basic black, blueberry bushel, Cajun craze, cherry cobbler, crumb cake, daffodil delight, garden green, old olive, pecan pie, pretty in pink, and pretty peacock. Some of my favourite colours in there. Again, you know my tip about colour combinations. If you're ever wondering what colours go well together, just look at one of the kits, see what colours they've put together. Because if they've done them in a kit, then they'll work well in your projects as well. Let's pull this open. So we've got some dimensionals, we've got some tear tape, and we've got a clear block. Then we've got some envelopes. Ooh, 2 different kinds of envelopes. Plain white on one side. The garden one might be easier. The heirloom one has so many options it would be hard to decide what to do. I'm starting to agree with you there, Linda. I think you could be right. I'm going to show off what's in the kit though. So these envelopes, half the envelopes have got this kind of texture grid pattern in them. And then the other half have got, it's like a faded newsprint type thing. Can you see that? It's all very textured, distressed type. Let's have a look at the card blanks. So we've got 2 card blanks that are kind of like basic beige and pecan pie with the grid. Then we've got 2 that are the pretty in pink melon mambo type, and again with the grid. Then more card blanks here, but this time it's the more newsprint type pattern. 2 of them blue and 2 of them pink. So obviously you've got the envelopes that match. So the blue and pink cards go with the newsprint envelopes, and then the basic beige and pink grids go with the grid envelopes, I think. Let's pop all of that to one side. What else do we have? Yeah, so then we've got a variety of different pieces. There's a hexagon piece, this piece here, which has got like printed butterflies and moths. Some banners. This is at first I thought it was a label, but actually I think it's a frame, because look, this part pops out the centre. So you've got that patterned frame, but then you've also got this inner piece as well. It's quite cute. You've got some plain white pieces, 5 large rectangles, 5 smaller rectangles, and then 5 circles. More tag pieces. Yeah, these have definitely got a vintage look to them. These have kind of got the ticket bits punched out the side. These ones have got little holes that you can punch out in them so that you can tie some twine through. Doesn't get given any twine. Interesting. There's a little flower there as well. Ooh, vellum. Ooh, that's pretty. There are some beautiful, these are very delicate, printed vellum pieces. They are very nice. More ephemera type pieces. Very vintage, very old school. It kind of reminds me of old school scrapbooks. Pieces, that piece looks a bit like a stamp, as in postage stamp. Very, very distressed, vintagey type thing. Then we've got more butterflies and moths and more flowers. Yeah, heirloom arrangement. So the heirloom piece obviously speaks to this kind of vintage look. Hey Jean, glad you're here. These are quite cute. It's the sort of kit that I could have a lot of fun with, but I do agree with Linda, that's probably a slightly complicated one to do in a live, because it would involve a lot of freestyling. Do I have the brain power for freestyling tonight? I don't know. It's been a very busy week at work, and I've still got a lot that I need to prepare for my team Christmas party. I have some of my fabulous team coming over at the weekend for our December gathering, which is when we do our Christmas party. And I have got lots of bits and pieces that I am wanting to prepare and have ready for you. Right, heirloom arrangements. Let's unbox and have a look at the other kit. This is the Welcoming Garden kit, which is £23. So 22 for the first one, 23 for this one. Let's see what we get in the box. If anybody is interested in coming to the kit class on Saturday 13th, so not this Saturday but next, I do have a selection of brand new and unopened kits. So if it is something you fancy, you can buy a kit in advance or you can just turn up and use one of mine. So what have we got here? A crumb cake Stampin' Spot, and then a stamp set. So thinking of you today, just a note, thanks. And then we've got these two pieces. This looks a bit like a fence. And then this, I think, is a textured piece. It's interesting. All right. Now I understand the fence. So this kit would appear to make 9 cards, 3 different designs, and you get to make 3 of each. So let's... Unless there's any really strong votes in the comment section to do the heirloom one, I think we probably will do the Welcoming Garden kit. I think it might be a bit more straightforward. The colours in this kit: Basic Black, Berry Burst, Calypso Coral, Crumb Cake, Daffodil Delight, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Grey Granite, Highland Heather, Lemon Lime Twist, Pecan Pie, and Pool Party. So some lovely colours here. Quite nice designs too. I like these ones. Let's open up and see what we've got. Open it up carefully and delicately. So again, we've got some tear tape. We've got a clear block. Just going to leave that in the bag for just now. Mini dimensionals, always handy. What are these? So we've got 3 pieces of basic white. The envelopes are pretty. I like these. So they are, all the envelopes appear to be the same. Forgive me, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I do have a cold at the moment, so I will be blowing my nose from time to time, but I am hoping that I will have recovered by the weekend. Don't worry. So, really pretty decorated envelopes, plain on the other side. Then we've got our card blanks. Oh, these are very cool. Right. So you've got, let's just pick one of them up. And they kind of open out, fold all in. I'm going to wait till I actually do the card, but the card blank, that card blank itself is very cool. And then we've got the other ones, which these 6 appear to all be the same. But they're also lovely. They look like clouds. Next, we've got these pieces. They look like little labels. Again, with printed textures on them. Some wider ovals, some skinnier ones, and then some plain white right there. Excuse me, some more textured pieces. These are very interesting. They've got bits that are cut and scored. Got 4 of them. I'm going to pop them to one side. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with these. Oh, and then these are really pretty. Also quite delicate. Going to be careful with these. 3 sheets worth of these. Let's just pop that to one side as well. And then these ones again with the gates. Hello, bonjour, allo. So they come in 3 different languages, which is interesting because we've also got a stamp set. It's quite unusual to have a printed sentiment when you've also got stamps. So, right, I'm going to get my crumb cake ink pad over so that I don't use the spot that came in the box. That way I can give it away. Give it away, give it away now. Let's get my Stampin' Scrub ready as well, because if I'm stamping, I'm going to need that. And let's have a look at these instructions. Okay, so we start off with one of these card blanks. Such a cool card blank. I really do like that. Get my bone folder out as well. Then we need the little birdhouse poked out of here. Oh dear. Anybody else coming down with Lurgy at this time of year? It's hard to avoid it, isn't it? So we need these little pinky purple flowers as well. Oh dear. And then use one of these little pieces. They almost look like metal plates. Very cute. Right. Okay, so on this side, we use this textured piece. And then we use our crumb cake. Looks as if we stamp on every single one. So not on the arch bit, but on each of these slats, struts. What would we call that? Hey, Ali, glad you're here. Oh, that's cool. When I'm doing it, I'm doing some of them higher, some of them lower, so that they're not perfectly uniform. In fact, let's just turn the whole thing around and do it. Some of them up one way, some of them up the other way, just so that they look different. They've got a bit of texture. Yeah, just do it on the gate, apparently, which is fine. Clean off my stamp. Pop that back. And then the next stage says to fold these pieces in. There we go. Right, next up is some more stamping. So we're going to use the thanks stamp. I'm going to use it on here. looks lovely. Right. And then next up, we just need dimensionals. I've got a sheet of dimensionals here already, so I'm just going to use these ones. So 2 dimensionals on the back of the sentiment, and then basically 1 in the center of each of these flowers. How's everybody doing with your own crafting? Are you finished with all the Christmas stuff? Are you started with all your Christmas stuff? I still have a long way to go, but I thought tonight, let's do something non-Christmassy. Okay, so my little birdhouse goes on top of the existing birdhouse to get a bit of dimension. And then these flowers, so they stick on top of existing flowers, again, to give dimension and texture. There you go. Goes there. They're not exactly the same size, but that's fine. It just means that the flowers aren't exactly the same size. It just means that you get to see a little bit of the flower behind each one. Very pretty colours as well. There we go. It's cute. And then the thanks sticks on right way up. There we go. That's a really pretty card. I like that. That's a beautiful card. There we go. Card 1 done. Let's pop that to one side. And now let's look at card 2. So we need a card blank. And we need one of these white pieces. It is cute, Jean, isn't it? I like it. Right. Now we need this piece. When you're cutting these pieces out or poking these pieces out, they are pre-cut for you. You just need to be gentle with it, okay? So rather than pulling at them, it's more, I would just like hold one piece in one hand, hold the other one in the other hand, and then just very gently separate the two. You don't have to tug, you don't have to pull. They will come apart, but you also want to just be gentle with them. And then these ones, I'm just kind of pushing them from behind to get the flower clusters out. So you've got 3 clusters that are all joined together. That makes it easier. And then you've got 3 single flowers as well. And then we use one of these nameplate pieces as well. And then the gate piece, which is very cute. There we go. Right. You do know in the instructions it tells you like 1, 2, 3, and it tells you all the pieces that you need for that particular card. So then when you come to actually following the instructions, you have all your pieces to hand. Makes it easy. We like it easy. I like it easy. Right. Always do the stamping first. So this one is the just a note. Let me stamp on our little metal nameplate here. If you were doing the whole kit, then you might find it easier to like stamp all of the stamping at the start and basically do all the stamping for all 3 cards in each of the 3 designs. And then that way you'd have made up the entire kit and you'd have all the cards ready to go. Because I'm not making up the whole kit, because I'm just doing one of each to show you lovely lot. That's just the way I'm choosing to do it. Right. Now we have this piece here, which goes in the center of my card blank. Hey Fiona, glad you're here. Let's just pop that there. So this is my kind of wood style texture again. And I'm just doing one at the top, one kind of offset to that side, and another one at that side. There we go. Just to give a bit of interest and texture, apparently. Right. And now let's start assembling. So stamp this piece, and now I use my tear tape to do 3 pieces along the back. Tear tape was the one that was in my pencil case and it's finished now, so let's actually use the tear tape that came in the kit. And then for this, so it would look as if, yeah, we put the tear tape on the front of this piece here. And then take that off. And the gate goes on the front, the bottom. Oh, and then this is clever. Right, so you stick that down, but then these pieces you just kind of bring to the front of the gate there. Let me show you that again. So my foliage piece is stuck to the gate, but this piece at the side here, you just bring it to the front so that it tucks around the front like that. You do the same with this piece so that it just tucks to the front there. And then this piece at the top tucks all the way in and up. So it actually looks like your greenery is growing through the gate at those 3 points. Oh, and this one as well, just kind of tucks over. Isn't that cute? I would not have thought to do that. I like that. Right, And then once you've tucked all of those pieces, we use our dimensionals on the back. So it does tell you in the instructions. I'll show you that up close. Don't know if you can see, but you've got the back there, and there are tiny little, I think you're just going to have to take my word for it, but there's tiny little hexagons that tell you where to place the foam pads. This is quite a cool kit. Some of the kits are very, very easy, and I know some of you experienced crafters aren't massively fond of the kits because they're too easy. Some of the kits are quite complicated. One of the Christmas ones, Calm and Bright, gorgeous, but definitely a complex kit. This kit, while I wouldn't call it very complex, I would say I wouldn't give this kit to a flat out beginner. Maybe a careful beginner. But this kit, I think, is definitely one more for the experienced crafters amongst us. Right, let's put the foam pads on the back of these. Now it's interesting. On the last one, the flowers, the foam pads, did they take the whole thing, or should I have cut them? They did take the whole ones. This one, it's suggesting that I cut some of the mini foam pads in half. Am I going to do it? No, I'm just going to stick whole foam, mini foam pads on the whole thing. Going to be a rebel. They're white, you don't see them anyway. It is fiddly, but it is lovely. You are both right, both Jean and Linda. It's one of these ones that you would take your time with. Doing the foam pads on these flowers, it reminds me of decoupage kits that I had as a child, when I was younger, much younger, where you would have all the pieces and then you would put different foam pads on the back of various places, and built them up into these incredible 3D pictures. I used to love decoupage. I used to do it all the time. I used to even buy like fancy wrapping paper and cut out all the pieces with scissors so that I could then build it up and have like a 3D effect. Goodness. It's good fun. I used to do so many different kinds of crafts when I was younger. I still do. I do enjoy lots of crafts, although paper crafts is definitely where I spend most of my time these days. Right, so my stamped background goes onto my card. I'm stuck. Oh, have I frozen? Can everybody else hear me? I'm just going to keep going and hope that I unstick. Let's see. Right, this then sticks onto the center of the card. This is beautiful. There we go. And then, oh, forgot to put ones on the back of there. You can hear me loud and clear. Still going for you, Linda. Still going for you, Karen. Phew. Okay. Sorry, Julie. I think it might just be you. Hate to say it. All right. Now let's add these flowers in place. So we put one there, one there. And get another single one then we've got some clusters. Let's put the sentiment on now so that we leave enough space for it. So it just goes in the center of this gate. So. I actually really, really like this one. I don't know why I'm sounding so surprised about that, but this is really, really pretty when it all comes together. Even without the flowers, it looked lovely, but adding the flowers just takes it to the next level. There we go. And we're done. What do you think? Do you like this card? Just a note. The 3D on it, I don't know if you can see, it's got all the different layers. Really, really like that card. Beautiful. Okay, last but not least, let's work out the last card. So we need this piece. We need this piece off the front. So again, just poking this out carefully. A lot of our kits I would feel quite happy to do with little children, but this one again, because of the delicateness of these pieces, I would be cautious doing this one with little people. Oh, the other thing is make sure that you poke out all of these inner pieces. You can see it maybe better from the reverse. See, there's a little piece there that just needs to get popped out. Doesn't take much to free it, but just need the card blank. We need that. And then we've got some extra floral pieces here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And I think everything's gone from that sheet. You liked all 3 of these cards, Linda. I believe I am joining you in that opinion. This is interesting. So you've got this piece, and then you've got this piece. It's kind of like 2 pieces joined in the center. Quite interesting. And then you've still got that little center piece to poke out as well. Don't forget to poke that out. That's a gate. I suspect I'm going to be stamping on that as well. Then we've got these 2 gatepost pieces here. We've got our hello piece there. And then we use one of these long, thin pieces. There is an argument for stamping your sentiments before you poke them out. Something I probably would recommend, if I'm being honest. But for me, that ship has sailed. Okay, so it's not this wood texture piece that I need. Oh, it's this gate piece. All right. But first I need this sentiment. So let's do the sentiment first. Thinking of you today. There we go. Right. It's interesting. Looking at the instructions, it does appear that when you use this gate piece, it suggests that you stamp, it's almost that you stamp before you pop them out of the sheet. But that ship has sailed. You remember in exams, the teacher would say to you, now make sure you read all the instructions before you start. That's probably what I should have done here. But I didn't, so we're just going to roll with it. So this piece lines up with the gate. Slightly squint, but you know what? My gate's just going to be slightly off to one side. Trying to think if there's a smart way to do this if you've poked it out. Maybe if I line the pieces up with my grid paper and then line, yeah, and you see that's much better. Lining it up with the grid paper and then lining my stamp up with the grid paper as well. It's a far better way of doing that. Okay, so if you have poked out your pieces first, do not despair. Line up instead. Now, let's see. Yeah, that's fine. The front one, the gate's just going to look like it's hanging off slightly. And for those of you who've been to my house and have seen what my gate looks like, you will just assume that I have done it to be in keeping with our dilapidated and falling down house. That I love our house, but it does need work. At least the craft room is lovely and has everything in it that I need. Okie dokie, so I've done my stamping. Next, we're going to look at this piece and we stick the tear tape to the reverse this time. Okay, so we're going to stick that all along the bottom. And then we're going to put tear tape on just the small pieces. So it's like the fence panels, and leave, presumably the gate gets to swing free. That's why it's at a jaunty angle. Right. Your gate is hanging askew as well, Linda. Yeah. I put it down to Scottish weather. Let's have a look at these gate posts. So we need 3 foam pads on each of them. So spacing it out, top, bottom, and then the piece in the center. Go. We take 2 onto our little hello piece. You're hanging askew, never mind your gate. Oh, Jean, you're a lass after my own heart. You and I can hang askew together. Right, so foam pads on the back of these. To be honest, I could have guessed that they were all going to get foam pads. Part of me thought, would it be easier to stick the foam pads on before I pop them out of their sheet? And I might do that for some of the future ones. Right, anybody see where the sentiment went? There it is. This gets one to either side, like so. Right. And now we're into assembly. Okay, so let's use our bone folder to get a nice crease on our card blank. And we start off with our floral background. That sticks. Now this sticks across the whole bottom base of the card. And it's tear tape, so once it's down, it's down. So just be careful when you're positioning it. You know what I like? My Tombo's very forgiving. Tear tape, not so much. Oh, but this is interesting. See down at the very bottom, there's these two paler pieces. And I was thinking, why do we have those pieces as paler? But it's so that you can see where to stick your fences. So this piece here fits perfectly with that. So that way you know where that sticks. So let me stick this down next. I do like it when there's easy ways to position things. So what I'm doing is I'm just lining up the bottom with that paler piece and then pressing it down, sorted. And then this bit, before I stick that down, let's just fold over my gate. Yeah, slightly askew, but it's in keeping with me and my house and my lovely friends. And then let's just line those pieces up as well and pop that in place. That is really pretty. Honestly, I am really loving this one. Fence posts go on next. So one fence post there. Honestly, these cards really do remind me of decoupage, which I used to really enjoy. Should do more of. Pop that one there. And then we have our sentiment that hides behind the gate. So, thinking of you today. And then we have our little hello that goes on to the front of the gate. There we go. Hello. Very cool. It is very, very cool. And now we've got our flowers. Oh, you see, and again, so you remember the last one, the flowers kind of poked through the gate. Well, this one, they go over the head, the fence. So this flower here adds on to those flowers and goes over the top of the the fence. This one, it goes on here to add texture. You wouldn't want to have that over the gate because then the gate wouldn't open. But these ones, so there's three that goes over here and they just kind of go over the fence. These lilac ones remind me of the house I had in Bristol. Ali, do you remember the house I had in Bristol? I know you came to see me there a couple of times. I know your lovely daughter came as well at one point. But I had the most amazing lilac tree bush plant thing that went over the wall next to where we would park our car. It was beautiful. That is such a lovely card. Thinking of you today, and with the envelope that goes with it. Right, so that is our 3 cards from this set. So the first one with the arch gate and the birdhouse. Then we have the second one with the wrought iron gate with all the greenery poking through. And then finally, the third one with our slightly askew gate and the flowers poking over the fence. Thinking of you today. That is a gorgeous kit. So that is the Welcoming Garden kit. It is £23. And you get enough to make 3 each of those 3 designs. Which is your favourite? The arch, the wrought iron, or the swinging gates? Let me know in the comments what you think. I like them all. I think if I had to pick one, it would probably be the wrought iron. Or maybe the gate. It's really hard, or maybe the arch. They're all so pretty. They're all so pretty. Right, let me flick back round and turn off my Blackpool illuminations. I hope you've enjoyed seeing that kit with me this evening, ladies. Remember, I am running the last kit class of the year on Saturday the 13th of December. That's not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So if you fancy coming and joining me and crafting using some of Stampin' Up's kits, then please do let me know. I have kits here that you can use, or you can purchase in advance and bring it with you. Don't forget, there's some of the clearance rack and last chance offers on right now, as well as the launch of Product of the Month. So thank you so much. As always, any questions, then please do just get in touch, and happy crafting. Take care. Bye.